What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the 10X Closer. And of course, this message is brought to you in part by the Garage Billionaire and me. Real quick, I'm just happy about what's going on, for the most part with social media and stuff, because it gives us the opportunity to network with other people, business-wise, and get a bunch of different ideas. Everybody's doing real estate, Airbnb, TURO, internet marketing, all type of things like that. And it's actually giving you the opportunity to make something of yourself, as opposed to just having the typical 9 to 5 being the end all be all. But anyway, long story short, this is about TURO. That is one of the many platforms that you can actually get into the car rental business. And that's really popular right now. And just a real quick tip about getting into TURO. You got to make sure you do your numbers. Make sure the numbers make sense. Don't just jump in thinking, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and buy a car cash or something to that extent, just to get into TURO. I had to talk one of my friends off the ledge about going out and buying a pretty pricey car cash, and I'm like, listen, you have to make sure the money makes sense, because just because you generating income doesn't mean that you're making any profit. Just because the money's coming in, that doesn't mean anything. We're talking about net profit. We want a net money. Gross is cool, but it all depends what you net after you gross. You want to make sure that when you get in a car for TURO, that the numbers make sense. If you already have the car, great. If you're going out to buy a car, what I would say is lease the car. Instead of going out and paying cash for a car, because you got to think about it. Let's say you spend $30,000 on a car cash, whether you bought it cash or put down 30 grand to get a nicer car to put on TURO to make some money. You got to think about it. How long is it going to take you to make that money back, to make that cash payment or that down payment back? And sometimes people don't consider that. They just look at it as, well, I'll make a couple $100 a day. But my thing is, well, if you're going to do that anyway, why not lease the car? Instead of buying the car, putting all that money down, my strategy would be, I'm trying to go in with a 0 down payment lease. And I'm going to make sure that all the money that's coming in from the beginning is going to be profit into my pocket, as opposed to, me having to work down a down payment or a cash payment on a car. So that's the tip of the day. Consider leasing. And in order to lease, you got to have pretty good credit, or to get the best rate, or to get these, 0 down payment. And come to find out that down payments aren't really even necessary in most cases, especially if you have good credit. Because what I found out from car salesmen is that the down payment is actually going to the salesman commission. It's not something that, the financing department usually requires, So, that's something to keep in mind. So don't let them tell you that, man, yes, you have to put a specific amount. Whether you have to put something down or not, you can always talk them down as much as possible. Don't take the first number. Whether it's 1,000 down or 0 down, work it closer to 0 as possible. Yeah, if you're considering, going into the TURO business, try to make sure that, you're doing your numbers, do your research on TURO, make sure you know how much these cars are renting a day, and, how the numbers would work, in terms of, profits and the typical rental rental days out of the month. I would say be safe and calculate it at 15 days a month and do your numbers that way. So long story short, don't go into debt getting a car just to put on TURO, because remember, before you're making profit, you got to get past that money that you put down or that money that you spent. So once again, don't think that making money is, making profits. You could be spinning your wheels all day long. And that's the tip from the Garage Billionaire podcast and your boy, the 10X Closer, and y'all enjoy the rest of your day.